So, you've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? A lot of people walk away with a whole new philosophy on money. But what about a concrete to-do list? In this explainer, we're going to dive into the practical, actionable steps Robert Kiyosaki actually lays out for building real wealth.
Kiyosaki kicks things off with his powerful idea. It's a total wake-up call, isn't it? I mean, if your current financial plan feels like you're just running on a hamster wheel and getting nowhere, it might be time to get off.
And that's our goal here today, to move past the big ideas and get right into a concrete playbook. This is your guide to taking action, starting right now.
Okay, so where do we start? The very first step on this journey isn't actually about learning something new. It's about having the courage to stop doing what you already know isn't working for you.
It's such a simple, direct question. We often stick with a failing strategy just out of habit, or maybe even fear. But you know what? Admitting that the old way is broken is the only way to open the door to a new one that can actually succeed. So, once you've stopped the insanity of a failing plan, you need to replace it with something. The next step is to actively go out and search for a new recipe for success, a new formula for building wealth. This is the whole concept of a financial formula, and it really demystifies wealth. See, it's not about magic, it's just about finding a process that you can repeat. For Kiyosaki, one of his first formulas came straight out of a book on tax lien certificates. He just found a recipe and followed it.
And here's the three-step process he lays out. First, find a new idea in a book or a seminar. Second, find an expert who's already crushing it and learn from them. Kiyosaki once took a government employee to lunch just to learn her strategy. Finally, and this is the most critical part, you must take action immediately, because knowledge without action is pretty much worthless. This quote just drives the point right home. Investing in your financial education isn't an expense, it's probably the single best investment you can ever make. It's what separates the people who wish for wealth from the people who actually go out and build it.
Now let's see how this whole concept applies to one of Kiyosaki's absolute favorite formulas, real estate. He gives us a specific, actionable playbook that pretty much anyone can follow.
The first rule, you gotta make offers. Lots of them. Most people analyze everything to death but are too afraid to ever make a bid. Kiyosaki says to treat it like a game, and he protects himself with escape clauses. These are just simple conditions like subject to my partner's approval that lets you back out of a deal safely. He even jokes that the partner was sometimes just his cat. The point is simple. You have to get in the game. And this slide shows just how simple finding deals can be. You don't need some fancy system. Just pick a neighborhood and get to know it intimately. By consistently observing it, you'll start seeing patterns and opportunities, like motivated sellers or a changing block, long before they ever show up on some official report. But does any of this actually work if you don't have a lot of money to start with? Well, this case study proves that your financial intelligence is so much more important than your startup capital. This was the starting number. A friend of Kiyosaki's took just $7,900 from a college fund and used it to kickstart a massive wealth-generating engine. Let's see how. Just look at this progression. A small seed investment in one house was intelligently leveraged, using a tax strategy called a 1031 exchange, which lets you defer taxes by rolling profits from one property into another. The gains were used to buy a bigger asset, and then an even bigger one. That initial $7,900, it ultimately grew into an asset generating over $3,000 a month in passive income. That was enough to pay for his kids' college and fund his retirement. So the takeaway here is this. It was never about the cash. It was about knowing the rules of the game, understanding leverage, tax laws, and market timing. That financial knowledge is what created the real wealth. This brings us to the master strategy, the overarching goal that all these tactics are really designed to serve. It's all about understanding and mastering the three types of income. This is the core secret of the whole Rich Dad philosophy. The goal isn't just to make more money. It's to change the type of money you make. The goal is to get your money working for you so you don't have to work for it. And this chart just brilliantly illustrates why. Earned income, the money from your job, is the highest taxed income there is. The rich, on the other hand, focus their energy on acquiring assets that generate passive income, like from real estate, and portfolio income from stocks. Why? Because they're taxed at much lower rates. The faster you can use your paycheck to buy these assets, the faster you achieve financial freedom. As we wrap up, I want you to remember this. The most powerful tools you have for building wealth, they aren't in your bank account. They are your mind and your time. And you have to use your time to invest in your mind.
Every single dollar you earn represents a choice. You can spend it and be poor, you can save it in a bank for the middle class, or you can invest it in your mind and in assets to become rich. The choice is yours, every single day.
So, the question I want to leave you with is a simple one. With the very next dollar that comes into your hands, what future are you going to choose to build?